This is my discussion / review for 911 Season 6, Episode 15, titled Death and Taxes. And those are the two things that's certain in life. Let's talk about it.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings, I'm a big fight.
This season of 911, I will be honest, was a little bit of hit or miss. There was a lot of good episodes, and there was a lot of episodes that really just missed, and there was a lot of good moments in certain episodes that you could just kind of pick out that were good. This episode was one of those good episodes for me because of the title, Death and Taxes, and because of how the overall story of this episode played out consistently throughout the entire episode. The title played very heavily into every aspect of this episode, and normally that kind of shifts a little bit, and sometimes it's part of the episode and certain moments in the episode where the title kind of comes into play, but the entire episode revolved around death and taxes. Now, highlights for this episode for me would be the end of life doula part, because I honestly didn't get it at first, but as the episode progressed, I really did enjoy that aspect. And Buck got to meet, I want to say her name was Natalia, Natalia, one of those two, I can't quite remember. But he got to meet this chick out of this, so big ups on Buck. I don't know if they're going to put them together and we'll see her again before the season ends. I don't know, but Buck actually met someone, and he really seemed happy because we kind of know he was kind of going through the motions after everything with him dying in his coma. But this episode, we see him kind of a little cheerful after he talked to the end of life doula chick, because she was actually intrigued by his experience of actually dying. Now, the old lady that they were helping, I think her name was Marie or something like that. Now, I didn't really get it, but as the episode progressed, like I said, I did enjoy it because she was dying. Her cancer was so progressive, but she done that so she can meet her family before she actually dies, because like the lady said, in the end, we all die alone, but she got to enjoy her family. They got to be there with her in her last couple moments. And at the ending of the episode, we see Eddie and Buck at her gravesite, and it was nice, man. In that moment, that's when I was like, you know what? I really did enjoy that aspect. I did finally get it. Like in the beginning, it was a little iffy, but in that moment, it kind of just made sense for me. And at the same time, we see Eddie also dealing with the stuff of, putting off going on vacation with his mom because him and Christopher are so busy, but he also made time to see him and Christopher both went to see his mom, and they had fun talking to her and everything. And this is the first time that we actually saw them do that. We know that they talked about her and was reminiscent about her, but I don't think they ever went to her gravesite. So this is the first time they actually done that, and they kind of got to enjoy that moment. We see him and Christopher making s'mores at the ending of the episode, and then he finally realized that, why put off to tomorrow what you could do today? So him and Christopher are going to go spend time with his family in El Paso, which is a nice concept because Eddie's been in his head a little bit. So this will give him a chance to really kind of recuperate and enjoy life. A lot of times we kind of get wrapped up in our day-to-day and we miss out on a lot of stuff, man. So big ups on Eddie for that as well. Now, the rest of the episode, we deal with Chimney and Maddie, which are being audited by the IRS because they both claimed head of household and they both claimed Ji-yoon, which they should have realized that. But I feel like they should have definitely got an agent, because there's nothing wrong with doing your own taxes and everything like that. But if you're going to do your own taxes, when the website or whatever program you're using recommends you use like the audit protection or whatever, follow through with that and pay the extra and do the audit protection. Okay, just saying. But I love the fact that Jim he's freaking out about this. Like, are they gonna arrest us? Are we gonna be up in debtor's prison? He's like, this ain't a Dickens novel. Maddie said that, and the IRS agent said it at the same time. Which was hilarious, man. We're gonna go to debtor's prison? No, we just send people to regular prison now. But that was taking place, and we also see that, like, at the beginning of the episode, we deal with this IRS accountant guy. Well, I think he's just a regular accountant guy, or whatever he was doing. He was doing filing taxes for his clients or whatnot, because people decided to file at the last possible minute, and this dude comes in to set himself on fire to kind of burn down this dude's office because he was being audited. Now, what I like about that is because that same IRS accountant guy appeared at the ending of the episode, was talking to Maddie and Chimney and telling them about them filing and everything, and he mentioned that they should get married, which is a big step for Chimney and Maddie. And we knew Maddie was going to feel some kind of downside to it because of her whole situation with Doug. But like Josh said, her and Chimney, they're so good together. They're great. That, you know, Chimney dealing with her whole moment where she just up and left. Like they are meant to be together. Let's be 100% about that. You know, they take good care of Ji Yoon. They're both sacrificial when it comes to Ji Yoon, their lives, and like they'd be great married. And at the ending of the episode, we see Chim looking at wedding rings or engagement rings. So, dude, I am so excited for them to possibly get married, and I feel like that'd be a great way to end the season. Now, the rest of the episode was another semi-good moment for me. I really enjoyed this aspect as well with Athena and this Dominic guy who was skimming from his own charity. Now, they went to serve the warrant to this guy, and he's hiding upstairs, and next thing you know, he just turns himself over. Now, in that moment when he was doing that, and then he was talking to Athena, and he looked like he was about to pass out in the back seat, I knew that this dude was finna fake his death. I didn't know how he was going to do it, but as the episode progressed, we see that he kind of gave himself some kind of agent that kind of bottomed out his blood pressure, and Athena was feeling, I don't want to say guilty, but she was feeling kind of perturbed because the dude basically died in her back seat. He collapsed in her back seat, and then he died on the way to the hospital. But I knew he had faked his death. I didn't know how he was going to do it, how he was going to get away. But we see that he faked his death, switched armbands with a guy at the hospital, and then came back to the house. And I feel like they kind of led you to that assumption when he was in the back seat talking to Athena, and she was like, well, they're going to search your house for about 2 to 3 days, because he was very engaging and very informative. He wanted to know when they were going to be done with his house. And Athena told him, you know, just holding conversation. And dude went back and done it. And at the end of the day, he really did die. Faking his death, trying to get away from the police and take the money that he had hidden in his house. And only to get arrested and then actually die. Kind of his fault, to be fair. Because, dude, let's be 100%. If you don't know what you're doing, and if you're not a medical professional, you should not be taking any kind of injection drugs or anything like that, or pills, or take your pick, to bottom out your blood pressure or your heart or anything, because you don't know what you're doing. And dude sacrificed himself. Like, he literally died this time because you were stupid. Sure, you shouldn't have been stealing from the charity anyway, because people that steal from charities are scum. Like, if you're going to steal from somebody, I guess steal from a company or something like that. I don't know. It don't make it right, but don't steal from a charity. And at the end of the episode, dude died for real. And Athena was like, you know what? Let's hold off on calling the paramedics. And the coroner, let's wait a little bit. Let's let him die for sure this time. And I feel like, sure, the episode wasn't 100%, but it was like, it done a lot of different things yet again with this episode. And I feel like the title kind of really sold everything in this entire episode. The title really panned out throughout the entire course of the episode. And that's not a bad thing. Like I said, season 6 has been iffy, but these last couple episodes have been pretty decent. They haven't been great, but they have been pretty decent. Now, Lone Star is hitting a little bit different this season, so let's go dive into that. This is what is incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button too. You can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. Peace out.
Hey, yeah, I cannot complain because today, yeah, I'm doing my thing.